What is up everybody, it's Wyko, and today I'm going to show you how to make a drop in the style of Vluarr. For this example, I made a remix of Tiesto's All Nighter. I'm going to show you how it sounds, and then I'm going to show you the project. Let's get into it. This project is going to be available on my Patreon. Don't you guys forget. Alright, so I think Vluarr kind of drops is a mix of bass house and future bounce. The future bounce part is like the melody. And then we have like the bass house section, which is like kick and 808 and distorted bass. The elements are going to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to show you the melody. So now explaining this first section of the drop, I'm going to go over each element. The layer that gives more attack, which is the pluck. The pluck is just a layer of 4 pluck samples. The processing is equalizer, imager, peak controller for the reverb, sound goodizer, camel crusher, OTT, and kickstart. And then the second layer. Oh, it's a really cool sound. So this is the main layer, and then these are the rest of the sounds. So now I'm going to show you the processing for this part of the lead, doing an automation clip here for the wet knob of the reverb, and then after that OTT, camel crusher, kickstart, maximus, and then a final EQ. So in my opinion, these Vluarr kind of drops are about having a melodic top line, but a very aggressive and strong bass house influence in the rest of the elements. So now for this next part, basically what I did is pick up on the bass and the sub and make a different groove out of it. And then I also added these percussion loops. And then I added the vocal that I extracted with AI. And with Fruity Balance, what I did is create an arpeggiator, basically, with the vocal. Because yeah, my goal was to create an interesting B section, and this came up, and it sounded pretty good. I could have used gross beat, but it wouldn't allow me to manipulate. It wouldn't allow me to manipulate the sound as much, so I wanted to use Fruity Balance. So yeah, basically I created this section first, and I went a little bit crazy on the B section. So now going over the rest of the remix for the breakdown, for example, I didn't overcomplicate things, so I did this. So how I do these groovy drum loops is basically to stack loops on top of each other, or sections of loops on top of each other. Then all you need is the 808 and the kick. I'm actually sidechaining the 808 to the kick. It's very important, otherwise it's going to distort. And now since the breakdown and the drop are so different, the breakdown is very groovy and dancey, and the drop is very aggressive, we need to do like a transition phase, basically. This transition part here just serves the purpose of like being able to slide in the drop melody while I can fade out the elements from the breakdown. So on the second half of the build-up, I can focus on adding a lot of like drum patterns and pitch up a respace. When you add the vocal and the lead, and that's it. Stack samples and pitch up reses and add the lead melody from your drop, and you're set for the build-up. Once more, goes to show that once you have a look into the project, it's not all that complicated. It's fairly simple. So again, if you want to learn from this, the FLP is going to be available on my Patreon. I hope you guys learned. I hope this was helpful. Wyk on, Wyk off.